Hello, everybody. A couple of weeks back, I recorded Illuminations Reflections of Earth on the mcmagic.us server, and I put the entire show up on my channel for everyone to enjoy. That night that I recorded, a couple of the CMs, including Lego Builder, End of the Earth, and a few others, offered to give me a little behind-the-scenes tour of the setup underneath Reflections of Earth. It was completely impromptu, was not planned at all. And what you're going to see is basically that completely unscripted and unplanned behind-the-scenes tour that I eventually turned into this video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you check out the full show over in my other video, and I hope you check it out in person as well on mcmagic.us. Oh, I see a redstone.
Yeah, so that's one of two solar sensors that we have sitting around. So this one is one that's actually activated by the show. Once the show starts, it sets it so that it detects this thing and talks to a command block that sets it to night.
Awesome.
But to take you down the floor to where all the action's going on.
What I miss?
Iroh and a half.
The little beginning of it. Now we're just going to show the behind-the-scenes parts.
So we're actually standing, if you go all the way back up against the wall with the green splotch on it, and look in the direction of the other side, you can see the old control room. It's still up there, because it still has a few things that we can mess around with if we really wanted to. But this is the new control room, and it mostly uses the new automated jump that we have. So because we have the ability to spawn blocks at particular times during the show, that thing that you see over there behind the glass makes it so that the show actually sends us, the cast members, private messages telling us where we are in the show. Like there's one, for instance, that says we're 30 seconds away from finishing the musical portion and the fireworks are about to start up again. So that if, like, say, we lost the music, we still have some idea of where we are. So that's a sort of show auto-diagnostic. This thing behind us with the green splotch on it is the automatic day-night sequence thing. And this glass box over here is where we have all of our pre-show messages coming from.
So you can't see it, Rob, but it just sent all the cast members 30 seconds until fireworks resume message.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We have a program running on the server that I wrote over the course of like a month. The length of the actual file, if you were to copy it into a word processor, would be as long as Shakespeare's The Tempest. Because we had to go and tell it to place each of the blocks for each globe individually. And when you add all that up, all the add blocks, removing blocks, and different fireworks, it adds up to a lot.
Well, that and all the fireworks in the finale may add in a little bit. But yeah, that too.
Yeah, there's about, I think, like 400 fireworks in the finale, and an equal amount to do the fire barge in the beginning, So
one thing that's sort of I've wondered while watching this and like other shows is like when you're making it or like setting up the firework timing, how much like trial and error is involved to get it just like right to hit right on that, like, you know, beat?
Not as much as you'd think. What Virus and I have been doing is we have access to both the music and the show via YouTube. So we take the music, we put it into a program called Audacity. You're probably familiar with it. Mm-hmm. And Audacity lets us go and find the position of musical cues down to as accurately as 1/10 of a second. So between noticing when the fireworks are exploding on the video and figuring out what point in the music that explosion is occurring lets us pinpoint the times of those firework explosions down to 1/10 of a second. So you can imagine us sitting there looking at like the finale barge launchers, for instance, and sitting with a stopwatch and noticing that, okay, so the volley is all 5 of them in this sequence over the course of 1 second, and it does it this many times, and it starts here and it ends here. So we really actually have this very, very close to what's going on in the actual show. And other than that, it's just math, figuring out the times and being careful about it.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And down here are all the different stages of the globe.
In the event that the show command doesn't actually work, we would actually run the show manually, and these are the things we would paste in chronological order as you see their numbers on the walls.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have like this just complete backup system ready at a moment's notice. That's fantastic.
That's right.
So is this redstone? This is all for the beacons, or
This is actually the old version of the show.
Okay.
Before the before we before we implemented the plugin. So like this is all set up with the exact amount of repeaters we'd need. This would tell everyone. This would do the show lyrics that you see, except now you see them from the plugin. And all these you see here are beacons, or the beacons.
This is fantastic.
So where you see on these things, where you see these stone blocks here, and on the next one over here, the show plugin would turn them to a redstone block, and that's how you would get the beacon to work, because you know how beacons work. This would go up into there, the 3x3, everything. And it would do that in the correct order at the correct time. But sadly, now we have to go and reset all those lights up there, and...
One final question I've got is the changing of the colors on the globe. How did you guys, because I know like in the actual show what it is, it's an LED sort of massive globe that has a video playing. How did you guys come up with the idea to use color changes as a means of sort of portraying what was going on in the real show?
Well, the original idea was that we were going to have the plugin go and do it all for us, but after we spent some time animating the globe, it was discovered that that would just be way too much as we currently have it. So the way that we currently have it set up is Disney COs usually standing by with World Edit, and we have a bunch of World Edit commands that go and switch it around to the different colors depending on the scene in the show. But what we are hoping is we're continuing to talk with the plugin developer. He's coming up with a way to get it so that the show can paste in whole schematics instead of individual blocks. So hopefully at some point, once we have the ability to do a whole piece instead of the individual blocks, we'll not only be able to color the globe in, but we'll also be able to simulate the fountains with colored glass and make things rotate and all the other cool things that you're familiar with regarding the show.
Fantastic. Lego, End of the Earth, Disney CEO, I want to thank you guys for giving me this cool behind-the-scenes look at Iro, or Illuminations, Reflections of Earth. If you haven't seen it already, I have the video up on the channel, so you could go check it out. I highly suggest you do, or head on over to mcmagic.us where you can check it out, in person, or in Minecraft at least. And thanks for watching.